On this episode of Samp&Chance, we talk about the return of The Rock. No one saw that coming. I don't think I did. I don't think he did
No.
either. Also on this episode, we talk about Nia Jax and how she's running rampshot on everybody on the division right now. Kind of like what's going on. Chad Gable, was that push too short? I don't know. All this and so much more on this episode of Samp&Chance. So everybody strap in, lock in, and thank you for letting us into your year. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance. I am your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always with my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance. Michael's Chance, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Can't complain, man. It looks like we're both in the long sleeves. The weather is starting to change. As I was walking in the door today, it started to rain like nobody's business.
Oh, is it raining out there? Oh, it's not
Oh,
raining
yeah.
here.
I mean, it's been dry for the most night. I've noticed it's been raining at night a lot.
Yeah.
But I wake up to it, but this afternoon it's just coming down. But yeah, it's starting to get a little chillier, man. Not only are we boxing, wrestling aficionados, we can also tell you what's going on in the world of weather.
That is true.
That's another show in itself. But Chance, man, wow, what a crazy week we've had in pro wrestling so far, man. I mind blown. I did not see The Rock coming back.
No, nobody did.
Nobody did. I mean, granted, I know that he was in Denver with Pat McAfee and they were doing their thing, but again, I didn't know that they were all going to show up, and that is guarded, man. That
what
was
a way for the new TKO group to kick off a SmackDown. They came with a bang. They brought in some head hitters. John Cena was there. The Rock was there. That was the most viewed SmackDown the last few years. Have you seen the social media views on that on YouTube?
Okay,
through the
so
roof.
from what I understand, and we try to get on top of this action as well, brother. We got our reel out as fast as we could. It's hitting hard. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Over a million hits on The Rock's return on all of their social media platforms. 100 million hits.
It's insane.
Right? Just for that moment alone.
How popular that he is, right? He's just like...
Right. Now, I'll be honest, man, and I said this to you, I texted this to you, and I probably, in hindsight, it probably wasn't the case, but I thought we'd share it, and I think a lot of people might have thought this as well. This is why I want to bring this up a little bit. How much of his return wasn't just a TKO group or him trying to do damage control for the stuff that was going down in Maui, which I think is kind of stupid for people to react to.
Both. I think he's like, I got to do this. They wanted him. Then he probably called them, do some damage control for him. The one thing that I didn't like that he said prior to him coming to SmackDown, he went and said that the WrestleMania 39 thing was a set deal with Roman Reigns, but they pulled back, wait for 40. Why throw that out there? Almost making it, I took it in the way like he's almost taking a shot at Cody Rhodes in a way. That's the way I took it as. No, I don't know if he meant it that way. That's how he kind of came across like Cody's not. That's how I viewed it as. How do you take that when he said that? He didn't need to say that.
No, I mean, I know what you're saying, and I kind of agree with you. Like, I mean, if that was supposed to happen at 39, then it was going to happen at 39, right?
Yeah.
If you think about it, he kept saying he had movies, he had prior engagements, he was unavailable for that date. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you said then you were not available.
Yeah.
They were ready for you. They had everything set up. Yeah, it was a lock on their end. It was you, Mr. Dwayne Johnson, Rock. Like you, don't get me wrong, but in this instance, I would have to disagree with the man and say that you're the one who pulled the plug on it. You had your XFL season starting. You had a movie that you were probably working on. Your agenda was pretty full. Even Brian Gertzowitz, former WWE writer, now is kind of right-hand man with $7 production, even said the same, like, it just doesn't look feasible with the schedule and everything, right?
No.
So it doesn't make sense. But I mean, 40 does make sense. And if you think about the seeds were starting to be planted there. Now, there was no interaction between them, the Usos, Solo, or Heyman, right? But there was that one moment, if you watch SmackDown, guys and gals, and I request you go back and watch this one segment again, where Paul Heyman is talking to Solo, and Solo doesn't say much, but he goes, I'm going to take care of this tonight.
Yeah.
Right? And he walks away, and Paul Heyman's like, but who's giving the orders? Who's giving the orders?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, you have the real tribal chief. In essence, if there was a real tribal chief of that family, that would be The Rock.
Oh, hands down, hands
right?
down.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, you could just see the seeds are starting to be planted. Right?
Yeah, I know that SmackDown. That was a hot SmackDown. That segment with Austin Theory was money.
Okay.
I like how they threw Austin.
I want to throw that in there as well, because I'm thinking, okay, what are they doing with this kid? What are they doing? But they're giving him everybody. He's worked.
John Cena, now The Rock.
Cena, Rock, Austin. We can't forget that he started with Austin, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you have all this stuff that this kid's doing. And
I like how Austin's Theory was a bit aggressive. He threw the first shot at The Rock. You know what I mean?
What I liked even more, and I don't think it's ever been done, or not at that level. But think if you can, and if fans, if you're listening and watching, leave us a comment. Let us know if we're wrong or if we missed this. I have never, ever, in my mind, can recall a time where someone did The Rock back to him. It doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah, that was good.
And the way he delivered it, it was perfect timing. Everything was perfect. The only drawback that I'll take away from it, unfortunately, because of Fox and their PG stuff, you know, the whole swearing, you're an a-hole back and forth piece. I wish either they kept it uncensored or they just take it out completely, because that really took away from the energy I felt. You know, there's a lot of dead sound, you know, so that's just my only drawback on it. Him and Cena meeting in the back there, I mean, cool. That was really cool too. Ironically enough, Cena looks like The Rock when he left and came back the first time all skinny.
Yeah, he lost
Rock is huge.
He's a monster. All he does is PEDs and work out, man. He's huge. He's in his 50s. He's massive.
And he looked good in the ring. I mean, okay, Austin sold really well and he worked really well, but I tell you what, man, that Samoan drop, just one or two moves, he looked really, really good. It just says that 40 is possible, man. And if that's the case, I think we have to go to Philadelphia.
Yeah, if he doesn't do it at 40, then he's never going to do it. This is pretty much it.
Well, this is pretty much it, man. But Fastlane is coming up, and we don't have any matches or anything signed up for this. But let's get into Nia Jax, man. She made her return the Monday. We talked about it a little bit, and that was Vinny's fingerprints all over it.
Oh yeah.
Now that she's been back for 2 weeks, the story is that she's damaged Rhea's ribs. She's put Rodriguez back on the shelf. Last night she comes out and destroys all four: Baszler, Stark, what's her name, Pippin, and Chelsea.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Like you said, Vinny's fingerprints all over this. He's making her a destroyer, making her a monster. I think she's going to keep cleaning house and get a title shot here soon. What do you think?
No, no, that's what it looks like, right? I mean, it's just kind of like, okay, is this a justified push though? Like, I mean, in the sense that, is it happening too fast? I'm not saying it shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Right. But just, are we going too fast with this? Like, should we just bring it down a notch? Like, taking out the champion on your first night is too much. I think her coming back should have been what she did this week.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I think they're just trying to make a big impact with her. Like, she's coming back. She beat up the champ. Nobody's safe. She'll destroy the division, trying to build a lot of hype behind her. But not saying it's right, but I think that's the mentality that they have when they're doing that.
Yeah. No,
that's Vinny Mac 100% wrote all that. You can tell.
It's fine with me, man. I have no problem with it all. I think it's fun. I think it spices up the division. I mean, the division's doing pretty good. If you look at the two rosters, what would you say is probably the better of the two? This women's Raw or a SmackDown Raw?
For the women's?
Yeah.
Probably the Raw for the women's. What do you think?
Well, with the addition of Nia Jax in there now, I'd have to probably go. It looks like there's more compelling storylines and whatnot on that side of their ledger. Mind you, though, Asuka and Io, that's just a dream match. I'll touch on that if I can really quickly. I don't like the fact that it's happening next week. I want to see that on a pay-per-view. I think that would be Survivor Series or Royal Rumble match. Like, it needs to be in front of a big crowd, because these two women are spectacular in what they do. But then again, the TV match might just be the kickoff, right, to it all. So we'll see. I
think it's a kickoff, the payoff, be at a big pay-per-view, have a special kind of match.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. But do you find it interesting that we have no matches for Fastlane yet?
They haven't announced anything yet. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this SmackDown will start to, because now the hype's over. The Rock's gone for a bit. Maybe this SmackDown will start developing some matches. They need something because it's only a few weeks away.
No, for sure. So what do you do with Austin Theory now? Like, he's had this great segment and everything. He's not really in the title picture anymore because Santos and Ray seem to, kind of
they're going
are going to go next for this now, right? But what do you see for Austin now? Where does he go?
Know. I'm not sure what they're going to do with him. He's going to have a new feud. I'm not sure it'll be. Maybe he'll keep feuding with LA Knight. Maybe.
Speaking of LA Knight, how much are you in tune with the Kevin Nash LA Knight story?
I'm not, but I got a quote here that Kevin Nash said about CM Punk on his podcast. Man, he ripped on him. Did you hear what he said today or yesterday or whatever it was?
No. But before we go there, let me just finish this one here.
I'm not sure what the.
Yeah. So Kevin Nash took shots at LA Knight early on, saying that, who is this guy? Where did he come from? What?
Yeah.
Why? You know what I mean? Just basically shitting on the guy. Like, what is an LA Knight? Blah, blah, blah. Just making fun of the guy.
Yeah.
So on SmackDown, this past SmackDown, or what's the previous SmackDown? I can't recall. He made a comment in the ring talking about, where the big boys.
Yes, I seen it.
Right. Yeah. So he took a shot at him, where Kevin Nash made a mistake of saying adjective instead of vowel or verb or whatever. Right. So he comes back and goes, "This guy's a bottom feeder. He's nothing. If it wasn't for me, Hall and Nash, none of this would have been here today." And I'm paraphrasing very, very poorly paraphrasing. But what did he say about CM Punk?
Yeah, he just came out. I'll read it right here. I got the quote right here.
Yeah.
Pull it up here.
While he's looking up that quote, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to like and subscribe.
I just had it. One sec here. I want to read it word for word. I can paraphrase it, but
not a problem.
Yeah, this is from September 11th. I'm just gonna pull it up here.
No problem. So while Chance is doing that, I would like to ask the crowd here, what has been one of your favorite wrestling moments of all time that took you by complete surprise? Because like I said, I was saying to Chance as well, for us, we're always on top of all of this. We know who's coming back, who's making a return, who's doing what. But this time I was completely caught off guard. And it's moments like that where I love wrestling.
Oh, yeah. The surprise is what makes it fun. So here's the quote.
Yeah.
This is from a few days ago on his podcast. This is Kevin Nash talking about CM Punk. He probably has one of the 7 worst bodies to ever hold the belt, if not the worst body to hold the belt. And I don't give a fuck if you're straight edge or whatever the fuck you are. These are some natural guys out there who actually have some muscle.
Wow.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I don't know if I don't know if I'm more surprised by the quote or the fact that you cussed, bro.
Yeah, I just wanted to read it word for word.
Wow.
But yeah, that's what he said. So he's really digging at Punk, man.
No, man, he's digging at everybody. I get it. Nash is, dealing with some tragedies of the past year and whatnot. But I hope he's okay because he's really shitting.
I think he's trying to keep some of that attitude. He's got that kind of bad boy attitude. I think he's trying to keep that going. Keep his name out there, right? But that's what he says. So
no, for sure.
Not far off.
Chad Gable, man. A couple of weeks ago, he was on top of the world, headlining Raw. And last night, he lost to Bronson Reed. Short-lived run, man. What do you think?
I think they're just gonna. I don't know. I don't put much stock in the wins and losses anymore.
No, nor do I. But I'm talking about the energy.
What's that?
It's not about wins or losses. Like, this guy was just kind of on a roll. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like they were building him, right? It's just kind of like they just pulled the plug or the rug under him, sort of a deal. I get it. You need to promote Bronson Reed, but Bronson hasn't been on TV for a while either.
Yeah. I think they'll still keep with Chad. I think they'll keep Chad going strong. He's doing the single stuff. I just think it was a loss, but I don't think it's too much to look into. Such a talented athlete. Like he's, a small version of Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Maybe not quite as skilled as Kurt, but so I don't look too much into it. I think it's just, like you said, putting Bronson Reed over. He's just been on TV for a while, come back with the bang, and
no, for sure.
That'll be all right.
Speaking of Angle, he is Joe Rogan's next guest.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that'll be a good one.
So it should be an interesting episode. Mr. Tony Hinchcliffe is there again. Man, that Hinchcliffe is lucky, right? I guess, Do you think Hogan going on Rogan was a mistake considering how much he lied on that episode?
No, I think it was good for him, man. Gets his name out there. Well, I mean, it's already out there, but what did he lie about? I haven't heard about any of this.
Well, Barry just lied. He's just lying about different things, like dates didn't add up, like
Well, yeah,
time
but you got
frames and
70 years old. How many concussions does Hogan have? I don't think he's intentionally lying. He can't remember some dates, right?
no. I get that, but people are taking that and skewing it, like Hogan's talking out of his ass. Even Dutch Mantel did an episode where he broke down Hogan's lies. Over the last little while. I don't have any of it in front of me, so I won't comment on it, but just curious to think, do you think that's hurting him? And if he's 70 years old, do you think he should have someone with him to kind of keep him on track?
No, Hulk Hogan, the most popular wrestler of all time. No, I mean, you're always going to have some of these guys who, I guess you could say, below Hogan, are always going to be jealous and bitter. Bret Hart took a couple shots at him, like, dude, this is Hulk Hogan, the most popular wrestler of all time.
Right. But exaggerating facts, like,
remember, maybe, what's that? But
just exaggerating facts and actual ideas, like going to Japan and being in a rock band there and making a rock song. Like, a lot of people say that didn't actually happen. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like fabricating stories, making it like,
Yeah, but maybe it did happen. They just don't know. This is back in the 70s, 80s. Is there proof? Like, I mean,
people who were there say they didn't see it. Then again, I mean,
Yeah, and I'm sure he's.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
I think a lot of it. He's an old guy. Like how many hits in the head is this guy taking? Right. He looks amazing for 70.
No, he does. Until you see him walk, he looks horrible, man. Unfortunately,
he's walking slow. Yeah, but he's still a big dude. No, I'm glad that he went on. Like I said, he's the most popular wrestler ever. So most popular podcast. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Morale at WWE headquarters at an all-time low. Not on the road, not in the stadiums, but at Titan Towers.
Well, yeah, because a bunch of people got let go, right?
Over 100 people have been let go since the merger. I get it. These things have to happen and everything. I guess it just sucks because we do live in a time right now where if you don't have a job or you don't have some source of income, within a couple months, you could be homeless if you don't have backups and things saved, right? So
yeah.
I'm sure a lot of these people were compensated and stuff like that, but man, these are, and I quote Dusty here, but these are truly hard times.
Yeah, it's too bad. I feel bad for them, but they knew it was coming. You can't keep everybody, 100 employees. That I guess they felt, Vinny and Ari felt like they're not needed. We got to cut costs somewhere, right? And it sucks for them, but they're all professional people. They'll all get jobs elsewhere, and they'll move along, and they should be okay. It's not like these are low-skilled laborers here. These are
I mean, some of the higher ups, are leaving with $5 million cash in their pocket.
Exactly. Triple H got a $5 million bonus when this deal went down. Like, he's loving this. Thanks, Dad. Thanks, father-in-law.
Right. So Punk. I mean, he could be coming back, man. I mean,
he's friends with Vinny, dude. His beef with Triple H. Him and Vinny are friends. I wouldn't put it past him. He said, "You can come back a couple matches, and we're gonna retire you, and you're out of here."
Here's Punk what I'm thinking.
Money. He may dress like he's poor, but he loves money. So price is right. He'll be there.
Here's what I'm thinking, man. I mean, they keep talking Cody for WrestleMania 40, but if this Rock thing is going to go down, then that's not going to happen. I'm making a very bold prediction here. I'm going to call 4 matches for WrestleMania 40. You ready?
Let's hear it.
All right. I thought about this last night. Rock Reigns is 1. Cody versus Punk.
Very possible.
Cody's with Triple H in his corner. Punk has Vinny in his corner.
That would be all time. That could be one of the best programs they've ever done. If they actually were to do that, can you imagine the promos they could rip off against each other?
Look at that particular matchup, though. Cody could say, "I built an amazing company over there, and you bloody destroyed it, and now you're going to come back over here." Right? And I got my boy Triple H, who's my favorite, who's my mentor.
Yeah, he calls him the greatest of all time, yeah.
Right? What are you going to do, Punk? And then no chance. And he comes out, and here we go.
All right. It would be brilliant if they actually did that. It would be amazing as TV.
No, right.
If Triple H his heart can have a little bit of punching and kicking and throwing, it could happen.
Number 3, Brock versus Gunther.
Yeah, I could see that. And that'll happen.
Right?
Gunther will beat him, put him over.
Possibly. Let's see how that goes. And then number 4, I had Cena in there, but I didn't have an opponent for him yet.
Yeah, I don't know who you put him against.
Well, I'm looking at
wrestled everybody on that roster. Like that's of noteworthy to put him against, right? Who would you put him against?
I don't know why I keep thinking Grayson Waller.
Yeah, I guess he could.
Right. I mean, I think that's just kind of the level that he's at right now, where he's just coming back to put over some guys and things like that.
Yeah.
And, these things are building up. I mean, it could almost be a tag match, him and whoever he picks against him and Theory and Waller.
Yeah, I could see that.
Maybe as a tag match.
Versus Theory and Waller or
something like that, right? You give the rub to those two guys and what have you. But I really feel that those three matches that I talked about before could potentially be, on this card.
Yeah, I hope so, because it sounds like a good card if that's what they're going to do.
If I was booking, that's what I would do, and I would totally do that whole kind of Vinny in one corner and Hunter in the other.
That'd be money,
right?
And they can just rip off. They can Did you put them? Give them a mic, and they can just do it off the top of their heads.
Right off the top of my head, there's 1, 2, 3 to 4 different storylines already built into this feud.
Yeah.
You've been saying this for a year, Chance, man. I mean, this is the closest I think we can get to this now, right?
If I ever met Vinny Mac, is the one thing I would say: do a program with your son-in-law. Have a family feud. It's his money. I'm obviously they're smarter than us. They've obviously already thought about it. Will they do it? I don't know.
Dude, that I think would be bigger than Roman and The Rock.
Oh, it would be.
Right? Just in terms of storytelling.
If we beat you, you're going to get fired, Triple H. You're out of the company. You're a disgrace to my daughter. You're a bad dad.
Absolutely. You and your boy can go back to the other company.
Yeah. And then Triple H can be like, well, you're not a faithful husband. Like, they can really just go all day with this, dude.
Because though Stephanie in there, you could add Shane into this. I mean,
because Shane and Triple H, supposedly, really, they're not the tightest of people.
No, the possibilities are endless in this one.
Yeah.
Possibilities are endless in this one. I mean, this is all I got for today, brother, man. Do you have anything?
Oh, I was about to say that was one of the best SmackDowns in a while. Like, they really went out with a bang to start the new show. TKO, biggest ratings. It was great. Better than Raw. Raw was good, but SmackDown stood out. This was the Rock and John Cena.
That's it. Right. 2.5 million views on Friday.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many people tuned in as soon as that music hit were running through their TV, their text messages.
People are texting, Rock's here, Rock's here.
Right?
Yeah,
everywhere.
Word spread quick.
Cars are pulling off to the side of the road.
yeah. Rock is must-see TV. John Cena may be better in the wrestling world, but John Cena is not must-see TV for the average Joe like The Rock is. That's just the reality of it, right? Cena's a better wrestler, and he's a better guy. But if you're talking eyeballs on the TV, Rock's here, John Cena's here. As far as the mainstream goes, right? I hate to say it.
No, you're not wrong, though, man. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think anyone outsells Cena in the arena. So
not in the shirts wise, no.
Right. So I mean, they both bring value in different ways. I think they both bring the same value, but Rock.
They could always do John Cena versus The Rock WrestleMania 40. We've already seen that match so many times that could happen too. No, it doesn't have to be Reigns. Why not Brock versus Rock? You could do that. There's a monster match there too. It doesn't have to be Reigns.
Well, I mean, Brock versus Rock's already happened, and he dismantled him, right?
I know.
So, I mean, that was so I don't know if that match is feasible. Plus, the way Brock works is very snug.
Yeah, Brock doesn't want to take those.
I don't think The Rock can handle that, with all due respect. I mean, the guy's a monster, but I don't think he's, fit that way.
He's not Brock level monster, though. I know what you mean.
He's fit, but he's not wrestling fit.
Yeah.
Right? A body guy, absolutely, but I don't think he can take a bump the way he could.
Not the way Brock throws you around. You don't want to take all those.
No. So, which is why I'm just thinking, this family line, this tribal chief thing is probably where it's going to kind of come and go here.
Seems that way.
And it just it totally makes sense. No other fight makes sense. It really doesn't. If it comes to The Rock, right? There's no reason for him to come back and fight anybody except this one guy.
Yeah.
And even him only because of the storyline of the family, pieces that are involved in it. Other than that, there's really nothing for him there.
No, you're right. It's going to be Rock and Reigns, but it's too obvious. But it's good though.
Let's see. I mean, for all we know, it might not happen, right? It's all talk, right?
Yeah,
until we actually see the graphic and it's announced for WrestleMania, right? Let's may his soul rest in peace. Bray Wyatt and Bobby Lashley was supposed to happen at Mania, right? Pulled at the last minute, right? So
yeah,
we can't look forward to something that's 6-7 months away. because of one
Especially
show.
the way Vinny changes his mind.
Exactly. Because of one show, right?
Yeah.
I mean, let's keep in mind, Rock has not been on WWE in 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Right? So it's 4 years since he's even been on TV. So for him to come back after 4 years, who's to say that, why would he just suddenly start popping up everywhere? Cena, you see, he's building towards something because he's back a bit more and more and
He's
more
back
now, right?
Yeah, he's gonna have a couple matches, I think.
Right. So he's got a couple things, and I'm sure something's building up for him at the Rumble. So let's see where this all kind of goes.
Yeah.
Chance, why don't we wrap this puppy up here, man? Let's just call this one. I'm really happy with what we've accomplished here. So let's end it on a good vibe. Do you got a top 5 or anything for me today?
I do. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready, baby.
Well, I want you, since we're talking about Rock, mega star, movie star, let's hear your top 5 favorite Rock moments in WWE history that he's done. Matches, promos, segments, whatever you got.
Yeah. Number 1 is, again, this was at a time where you could get away with all this kind of stuff, right? The whole thing he did with Lillian Garcia and Strudel. Anytime that ever went down, that was always fun. Obviously you can't do that at any level today, but I mean, at that time, wow, they got away with it. Can you imagine if they try to pull those kind of segments up, they'd be locked in HR forever.
Oh, dude, it'll be nonstop media pressure.
Yeah. Number 2, because I was there, WrestleMania, when Austin turned on The Rock and their fight and what have you there.
WrestleMania 19.
Yeah, 19.
Yeah.
That was also good.
That was a full class match, unless you count his Kevin Owens match.
Yeah. And I also, as brutal as it was and as hard as it was to stomach, the chair shots with Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Speaking about Mick Foley, all his work he did with the Rock and Sock connection.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah.
Right. And I would have to say this past Friday, man.
Yeah.
I want to say only because, and I've seen everything The Rock's ever done. I mean, I remember watching him debut as Rocky Maivia. So I mean, there's so much that you could pick out of, but I mean, just the promos that he did between 98 and 99 with his Versace shirts, and that was the height of The Rock, right? I mean, when he was at his, biggest. So I mean, there's too many things in there that you could pick out of, but I mean,
you could pick 20, 30 things really.
Right, but ultimately, I would have to say my number 1 moment would have to be this past Friday, because it was just out of the blue. It was a complete shock. And that doesn't happen for me very often in wrestling anymore.
I had a feeling they were going to do something big because TKO isn't there. Vinny wants to impress him. I didn't see, never would have guessed The Rock out of 100 guests. I knew something big would happen, but I never seen that one. So it was special SmackDown.
We knew Cena was there, so we thought that was going to be the big thing, right? So, I mean, but yeah, I would have to say that's probably my favorite Rock moment right now, because it was, as a fan, not being a commentator on the sport, not being an analyst of the sport that we are, as a fan, it was awesome. I felt like a little kid. I felt like a little kid so much that I went back and watched it again at 8:00.
Yeah.
On the replay, right?
It was awesome. Like you said, I was surprised. It's been 4 years, so you never would have guessed him coming out, and there he is.
No, it was fun. I had a blast. I'm everyone in that arena.
And nobody can do those moments like WWE can make those special moments. It's the only company that does it in sports entertainment, like on that level.
No, 100%. And we saw him work a little bit and whatnot. Yep. I mean, it could be. It's fun. It's a good time. It was
great. Terry did a good job too, man. He looked good in there.
You look great. I just hope they do more with him. Like, I know they're doing good by him. I don't think he's going to be thrown by the wayside.
No.
But I get it. You're building him up the right way. In essence, if you think about it, it was very Roman-esque in terms of how Vinny was trying to push him in the beginning.
Yeah.
Kind of shoving him down your throat. And I get that now. Like,
he did that with John Cena too. Vince did with John Cena.
Cena became organic though.
Yeah, but at first people hated him. They were getting booed out of ECW arenas. They hated John Cena at first.
Yeah, they did. But organically he grew, right? But that didn't happen for Roman. The best thing that happened for Roman was COVID.
Yeah.
No fans in the arena. Build your character, and when they do come back, they don't have a choice but to accept what you are.
Yeah, Vinny knew that too.
Right?
That's why he did that.
That's why he did that. But with Theory, I think they're learning from that. They pulled the reins back a little bit on him.
To let him try to go a little more naturally. Yeah.
Exactly. And grow. right? Make some mistakes,
He's got the
figure out
look.
your
He's
stuff.
got
He
the
does. He's
talent.
got it. He's got it. Like, I mean, we should do a show on WWE prospects and who we think are going to be the next guys in the next 10 years, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
from 10 years ago to today, it's the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns and whatnot. It's hard to believe that they've already been on the main roster for almost 10 to 11 years.
I know, dude.
Right?
Yeah, they're mid late 30s now, Roman and Seth.
But that's what I'm saying. But right, so like I would love to, maybe we can do that one of these days. You know, let's do a show on that, just on the prospects. Yeah. Right? On a slow wrestling day. Let's just pick 5 prospects each and kind of go from there.
Yep. Oh, I'm totally with you on that.
All right, brother man. I leave those thoughts with you. You write them down. Let's figure something out. We'll put it together. Before we go, a big congratulations to Kat Von Hees, who won the ladies portion
I've seen that.
Of Wrestling Academy. She's been on the show. I've been in contact with her. We've talked a little bit. She's asking for a few days to unwind and just to kind of process all of this that's happened. Mm-hmm. So guys and girls, if you don't know, we had Kat on the show to talk about her involvement in the Lutz Academy, Wrestling Academy tournament or show. Winner gets 3 months training down in Atlanta at the Monster Factory, which is owned by Cody Rhodes, and opportunity to, I guess at this case, will be AEW. Hey, that's awesome.
Hey, yeah, it's the pros.
So you know, it's a good opportunity for her. She won the finals in her side. She beat Casey, also someone we both know. Not on the show, but we do know her from outside to here. Mm-hmm. So you know, unfortunately, you had to have 2 losers, but all 4 of those people are congratulations to Sean Moore. Unfortunately, Bobby Sharp didn't make the cut, nor did KC, but all 4 of them, you know, if there was a way, I'd love to see all 4 of those guys get that opportunity. But hey, we're working on it, and hopefully Kat comes on and we can talk about that in the near future with her. All right, brother man, on that note, I'm Bobby Sampson, and he is Mr. Chance Michaels.
And in the words of the great AC/DC, those that like, download, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you. And in the words of Ed Whalen, in the meantime and in between time, that's it for Samp&Chance. Everybody, please have a safe rest of your week. That's it. Have a safe rest of your week. And be sure to join us this Thursday for our boxing show. And we got some crazy stuff coming up, Chance. I want to shout it out, but I can't, man. But you know what?
Boxing show next week is going to be massive. Let's say that. Massive.
I tell you what, let's call it a monster show.
Yeah.
So all right. Read into it as you will, ladies and gentlemen. On that note, Samp&Chance are out.